The rain fell in sheets, but it wasn't the storm that broke me. It was the sight of my dam, my life's work, reduced to rubble under the HOA's orders. I stood there, heart pounding, as their smug faces watched from lawn chairs, one of them waving a sign that read, "HOA rules, you don't." My name's Michael, and this is how I lost everything, then made them pay. If you love stories like this, where the little guy fights back, hit that subscribe button for more. The morning started quiet, too quiet, like the world held its breath. I was sipping coffee, staring out my window at the ridge where my dam stood strong. It wasn't just a pile of dirt and stone, it was 3 years of sweat, every shovelful placed to keep the neighborhood below safe from floods. My dad, a retired water engineer, taught me how to read the land, how to tame the runoff that roared down every spring. He was gone now, but his lessons lived in that dam. I never thought the HOA would come for it. They called it an eyesore, said it didn't fit their perfect little world of trimmed hedges and matching mailboxes. Linda, the HOA president, led the charge. She showed up at my gate a month earlier, her clipboard clutched like a weapon, her smile sharp as a knife. "This structure's a problem, Michael," she said, pointing at the dam. "It's not approved and it's scaring folks." I told her my land wasn't under their control. I had permits stamped by the county, the water board, even the environmental office. She didn't care. Her eyes narrowed, and she said, "We'll see about that." I didn't know then how far she'd go. The first sign of trouble was a letter slipped under my door, demanding I remove the dam or face a $500 fine. I laughed, framed it, and sent back copies of my permits. Then came more letters, violations for unauthorized earthwork, disrupting neighborhood harmony, even potential water hoarding. I wasn't even an HOA member, but they acted like they owned me. I kept every letter, every email, knowing I'd need them. Then Linda got bold. Flyers appeared in every mailbox, warning of Michael's illegal reservoir that threatened community safety. They made me sound like a madman building a doomsday device. I could have sued for slander, but I waited. I set up trail cams, checked my locks, and kept my dam secure. Then I made a mistake. I left town for a weekend. My sister's kid was getting baptized, and I couldn't miss it. Before I left, I checked the dam, tightened the sluice gate, and posted a no trespassing sign with a camera warning. I was gone 2 days. When I got back, the air felt wrong, heavy, like a storm was hiding in the hills. I hiked up the ridge, and my stomach sank. The dam was gone. Not damaged, obliterated. A bulldozer had torn through it, leaving a scar of mud and broken stone. Tire tracks led back to the HOA's cul-de-sac. A laminated sign stood in the dirt, flapping in the wind. Structure removed per HOA Bylaw 7.2. No signatures, no date, just their logo. Linda stood at the edge, her arms crossed, watching me. "You should have listened, Michael," she called. I didn't answer. I just stared at the ruins, my dad's voice echoing in my head. Water find a way. The rains were coming, and without my dam, the neighborhood below was doomed. I pulled out my phone, checked the trail cam footage, and saw it all. 2 guys in vests, no logos, cutting my lock. Linda was there, pointing, saying, "Get rid of it. He's got no right to control our water." My blood boiled, but I stayed calm. I saved the video, grabbed my permit folder, and drove to the county office. They promised to look into it, but I knew it'd take time we didn't have. The weather report was grim. A big storm was 2 weeks out, the kind that turned creeks into rivers. I tried to warn them. I sent emails, left voicemails, even knocked on Linda's door. She slammed it in my face, saying, "You're just mad you lost." The HOA doubled down, sending out a newsletter calling me a rogue landowner who endangered the community. I kept quiet, but I wasn't done. I had proof, and I had the truth. The rain started slow, a drizzle that tapped my roof like a warning. I watched the ridge, knowing what was coming. The dam wasn't just a wall. It held back thousands of gallons of runoff. Without it, every drop would race downhill, straight into their perfect little homes. I felt a strange mix of anger and pity. They thought they'd won, but nature didn't care about their bylaws. By the second day, the ground was soft. By the third, my trail was mud. I walked the ridge, checking the damage, and saw water pooling where my dam once stood. It was already spilling over, trickling toward the HOA streets. I tried one last time, sending a group email. Fix this now, or the flood will. Nobody replied. Linda posted on the neighborhood app, calling me a liar. I saved that too. Then, on the fourth night, I heard it, a deep, wet roar, like the earth itself was screaming. I ran outside, flashlight in hand, and saw the water charging down the hill, a wall of mud and debris. It wasn't a trickle anymore. It was a flood, and it was headed straight for them. The flood hit like a freight train, tearing through the HOA's perfect streets. I stood on the ridge, rain soaking my jacket, watching water swallow their mailboxes, their flower beds, their fancy SUVs. Linda's cul-de-sac was a lake, her prized gazebo floating like driftwood. A scream cut through the storm, her voice shrill, as she stood on her porch, yelling at the sky like it would listen. I didn't smile, but I felt something close. This was their doing, not mine. Down below, chaos ruled. Street lights flickered, then died. Trash cans bobbed down the road, slamming into garages. A patio table spun past, caught in the current. I grabbed my camera, filming it all. The mud, the wreckage, the proof. The HOA thought they'd buried me, but the water was digging their grave. I hiked back to my house, boots sinking in the mud, and checked my phone. The neighborhood app was blowing up. Who's to blame for this? One post read. Linda replied fast. Michael's dam caused this mess. He removed it to spite us. My jaw tightened. She was lying, twisting the truth to save herself. I could have posted the trail cam video right then, but I waited. Timing was everything. Back inside, I dried off and pulled up my emails. The county had replied to my complaint about the dam's destruction, saying they'd send an inspector in a week. A week? The neighborhood was drowning now. I called my friend Tom, a lawyer who'd helped me with the permits years ago. They're blaming me, Tom, I said, voice low. They tore it down, and now they're saying I did it. He laughed, sharp and quick. That's a rookie mistake, Mike. They just admitted the dam mattered. We've got them. I didn't get it at first, but he explained. By blaming the dam's removal, the HOA was saying it was needed to stop floods. That made their bulldozer stunt not just wrong, but reckless. My heart raced. This was the twist I needed. A legal trap they'd walked into blind. I sent Tom the trail cam footage, the permits, everything. File a counterclaim, he said. This is big. I trusted him, but I couldn't sit still. The rain kept pounding, and every hour, the flood got worse. I drove to the county office at dawn, dodging fallen branches and flooded roads. The clerk, a tired guy named Jeff, looked at my soaked folder of permits and shook his head. HOAs pull this stuff all the time, he said. But this is bad. I'll get the emergency team on it. I thanked him and left, feeling a spark of hope. Back home, the power was out, but my generator hummed. I checked the app again. Linda had posted a new flyer, this one digital, calling an emergency HOA meeting to address Michael's sabotage. Sabotage? I saved the post, another nail in their coffin. Then my phone rang, a number I didn't know. Michael, this is Claire from the County Flood Board, a calm voice said. We're at your property. Where's the dam? I froze. They were here now? I raced to the ridge, rain stinging my face, and found Claire, a woman in yellow boots, staring at the rubble. Two guys with clipboards stood behind her, taking photos. This was a permitted structure, I said, handing her my folder. She flipped through it, nodding. This wasn't just a dam, she said. It was a flood barrier. Without it, this whole valley's at risk. My chest tightened. She got it. But then she said something that stopped me cold. The HOA filed a report yesterday, claiming you dismantled this yourself to flood the neighborhood. I laughed, but it came out bitter. They did this, Claire. I've got video. Her eyes sharpened. Show me. I pulled out my laptop, powered by the generator, and played the footage. Linda's voice echoed through the speakers. Get rid of it. He's got no right. Claire's face hardened. This changes everything, she said. They're liable for this flood. I felt a rush, like the water itself was on my side. But then my phone buzzed, a text from my neighbor, Steve, who'd always stayed quiet. Mike, Linda's at the community center. saying you bribed the county to fake your permits. She's got people believing her. My blood ran cold. This was a new lie, a desperate one. Linda wasn't just fighting to save face. She was trying to turn the whole town against me. I looked at Claire. What happens if they convince everyone I'm the bad guy? She didn't sugarcoat it. Then you're fighting a war on two fronts, the courts and the neighbors. I nodded, jaw tight. The rain roared louder, like it was cheering me on. I wasn't just fighting for my dam anymore. I was fighting for the truth. As Claire's team packed up, she handed me her card. We're reclassifying this area as a flood zone, she said. That means big fines for the HOA, maybe even criminal charges. I tucked the card in my pocket, my mind racing. Linda thought she could bury me in lies, but she didn't know I had allies now. The flood was her fault, and the truth was mine. I headed to the community center, ready to face her, but what I saw there made my stomach twist. A crowd was gathered, and Linda was holding up a photo, not of a dam, but of me, standing on the ridge, smiling. He planned this, she shouted. He wanted revenge. The crowd murmured, some nodding. I gripped my phone, the video ready, but I didn't play it yet. I had one more move to make, and it was going to hurt her more than any flood could. The community center buzzed with anger, Linda's voice cutting through the crowd like a blade. She held up that photo of me, twisting it into proof I'd planned the flood. Michael wanted to punish us, she yelled, her face red. People whispered, some glaring at me as I stood in the back. My fingers tightened around my phone, the trail cam video ready to end her lies. But I didn't hit play. Not yet. I had a better plan, one that would hit her where it hurt, her reputation. I slipped out, rain still pounding, and called Tom. She's saying I bribed the county, I said. She's got half the room believing it. Tom didn't miss a beat. That's defamation, Mike. Record everything. We're adding it to the countersuit. I nodded, heart racing, and headed home. The flood had slowed, but the damage was done, soggy lawns, ruined cars, and basements full of water. I checked my trail cams again, hoping for more footage. One was smashed, but another caught something new. Linda, the night before the demolition, sneaking onto my land with a flashlight, checking my locks. My stomach flipped. She'd planned this for weeks. This wasn't just a power trip, it was personal. I saved the clip, another weapon in my arsenal. Back at my desk, I got a text from Claire, the county flood board lady. Found something odd in the HOA's records, it read. Meet me at the office tomorrow. Odd. That word stuck with me, a hook pulling me deeper. I barely slept, the rain a constant drum on my roof. The next morning, I drove to the county office, dodging puddles and down power lines. Claire was waiting, her face grim. She slid a folder across the table. The HOA's been skimming funds, she said. Their flood prevention budget, $20,000, went to private accounts. Guess whose name's on them? I opened the folder. Linda's signature was everywhere, tied to payments for consulting and landscaping. My jaw dropped. She stole from them? Claire nodded. And used it to hire that bulldozer. She wanted your dam gone to look like a hero. This was the twist I didn't see coming. Linda wasn't just a bully, she was a thief. I felt a surge of anger, but also power. This could destroy her. Claire wasn't done. There's more, she said. The HOA filed a fake permit in your name, claiming you approved the dam's removal. It's fraud. My head spun. They'd forged my signature? This wasn't just a fight, it was a crime scene. I gave Claire my footage, including the new clip of Linda snooping. This'll go to the state, she said. They're done. I left the office, my mind racing. The HOA was crumbling, but Linda was still out there, spinning lies. I checked the neighborhood app. She'd posted again, now claiming I'd threatened her, when she confronted me about the dam. Comments piled up, some calling me a monster. But others weren't buying it. A guy named Brian wrote, "Why'd the HOA touch his land? Something's fishy." The tide was turning, slow, but sure. I decided to fight back, but not with the video, not yet. I posted a single line. The truth comes out when the water clears. It got 50 likes in an hour. Linda replied, "Stop hiding, Michael." I smiled. She was rattled. That night, Steve, my quiet neighbor, knocked on my door. He looked nervous, holding a soaked envelope. "Found this in my garage," he said. "It's from the HOA, dated a week before they tore down your dam." I opened it. Inside was a memo signed by Linda, ordering immediate action to neutralize Michael's structure. It called my dam a threat to property values. My blood boiled, but then Steve dropped a bomb. "My cousin's a reporter," he said. "She wants to cover this. You in?" I froze. A reporter? This could blow the lid off everything. I nodded, but my gut twisted. Going public was risky. Linda could spin it, make me the villain. Still, I sent the memo to Tom, who called it gold. "This proves intent," he said. "We're suing for damages, fraud, everything." The next day, I met Steve's cousin, Emily, at a coffee shop. She was sharp, her notebook already full of questions. "This isn't just about a dam," she said. "It's about power. Tell me everything." I did: permits, footage, Linda's lies, the stolen funds. Emily's eyes lit up. "This could be national news," she said. I swallowed hard. National? That was bigger than I'd planned. As I drove home, my phone buzzed. It was Linda, a voicemail. Her voice was low, shaky. "Michael, stop this now, or you'll regret it." My heart stopped. Was she threatening me? I saved the message, another piece of evidence. But her tone stuck with me. She sounded scared. Good. She should be. The rain had stopped, but the real storm was coming. I got home and found a new flyer on my gate, not laminated this time, just paper, soggy from the flood. It read, "Michael's lies will drown us all." No HOA logo, just Linda's handwriting. I looked up at the ridge, where my dam once stood. The water was gone, but the fight wasn't. Linda thought she could scare me, but she didn't know I was ready to flood her world with the truth. Linda's threatening voicemail played on loop in my head as I stared at the soggy flyer on my gate. Her handwriting was shaky, like she was losing control. I saved it, another piece of evidence, but my gut churned. She was cornered, and that made her dangerous. I called Tom, my lawyer, and sent him the voicemail. "This is harassment," he said. "We're adding it to the suit." I nodded, but my eyes were on the ridge. The flood had passed, but the real battle was heating up. The next morning, Emily, the reporter, called. "I dug into the HOA's finances," she said. "Linda's been funneling money to her brother's company for years. It's a scandal." My jaw dropped. Her brother? This was a new twist, deeper than I'd imagined. Emily wanted to run the story in 2 days, with my footage and the memo Steve found. "It'll bury them," she said. I agreed, but my stomach twisted. Linda's threat echoed. "You'll regret it." I checked the neighborhood app. Brian, the guy who'd questioned Linda, posted a photo of his flooded basement, asking why the HOA hadn't warned anyone. Comments exploded, some blaming me, others demanding answers. Then Linda chimed in. "Michael forged those permits. He's no engineer." My blood boiled. She was doubling down, even with the county on my side. I wanted to post the video, but Tom stopped me. "Wait for the article," he said. "Hit them hard." That night, I heard a noise outside, metal scraping. I grabbed my flashlight and ran to the ridge. My trail cam was gone, ripped from its post. Footprints led to the HOA street. Linda was covering her tracks. I set up a new cam, hidden better this time. The next day, Claire from the flood board called. "We found the forged permit," she said. "Linda's name's on it, not yours. She's facing charges." Charges? This was huge. I felt a rush, but then Claire added, "She's claiming you paid her to destroy the dam." I laughed, stunned. Me pay her? It was absurd, but clever. She was flipping the script, painting me as the mastermind. I sent Claire the new footage of Linda snooping. "This'll shut her up," Claire said. But Linda wasn't done. At the HOA meeting that night, she showed up with a new lie, a fake email, supposedly for me, admitting I'd messed with the dam to teach the neighborhood a lesson. The crowd gasped. Brian stood up, angry. "Where's the proof, Linda?" She faltered, but some still believed her. I slipped out, heart pounding. Emily's article was my only shot now. As I drove home, my phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "Back off, or your house is next." My hand shook. Was this Linda or someone else? I saved it, but fear crept in. The truth was close, but so was danger. I looked at the ridge, the empty scar where my dam stood. Linda thought she could scare me, but I was ready to drown her lies. The anonymous text, "Back off, or your house is next," burned in my mind as I locked my doors. Linda's lies were spreading like the flood, and now someone was threatening my home. I called Tom, my lawyer, and played him the message. "This is serious, Mike," he said. "Save it. We're filing for a restraining order." My hand shook, but I wasn't backing down. The truth was my weapon, and Emily's article was about to drop. I checked my hidden trail cam's footage. It caught a figure in a hoodie near my gate last night, spray painting "Traitor" on my mailbox. The face was blurry, but the hoodie had a logo, Linda's Brothers Landscaping Company. My heart raced. This was no coincidence. It was a new twist, tying her family deeper into the mess. I sent the clip to Claire and Emily, my allies growing stronger. The next morning, Emily texted, "Article goes live tonight. Brace yourself." I felt a mix of hope and dread. Linda's fake email at the HOA meeting had swayed some neighbors, but cracks were showing. Brian posted on the app, demanding the HOA release their financial records. Others joined in, sensing Linda's lies. Then my phone rang. Steve, my neighbor. "Mike, I found something," he whispered. "A receipt in my trash, from Linda's brother. It's for the bulldozer that hit your dam." My jaw dropped. A receipt? This was proof she'd paid for the destruction. I told Steve to meet me at Emily's office. We needed this public. But as I grabbed my keys, a rock crashed through my window, glass shattering. A note was tied to it, "Last warning." My pulse pounded. Linda was desperate, sending thugs to scare me. I called the police, who took the note and promised to patrol. Tom rushed over, furious. "This is intimidation," he said. "It's going in a lawsuit." I nodded, but fear gnawed at me. What if they didn't stop at rocks? Emily's article hit that night. The headline screamed, "HOA fraud floods neighborhood." It laid out everything. Linda's stolen funds, the forged permit, the bulldozer receipt, my trail cam footage. The app exploded. Neighbors posted photos of their ruined homes, blaming Linda. Brian wrote, "We trusted her and she robbed us." But Linda fought back, posting a video, tears in her eyes, claiming I'd framed her. "Michael's a liar," she sobbed. "He paid my brother to trick me." My stomach twisted. She was good, too good. Some believed her, calling me a flood mastermind. Then Claire called with a bombshell. "We traced the bulldozer payment," she said. "It came from Linda's personal account, not the HOA's." This was it, the twist that could end her. I sent it. The rain poured, but my dam stood strong, holding back the flood that Linda's lies couldn't stop. Linda's tearful video accusing me of framing her lit up the neighborhood app, and my phone buzzed with hate messages. "You flooded us," one read. My heart sank, but Claire's call about the bulldozer payment, straight from Linda's personal account, gave me hope. This was the twist to end her lies. I sent the evidence to Emily, whose article was already shaking the HOA. "This'll seal it," she texted. But as I sat in my dark house, the broken window taped up, a new fear hit. Linda wasn't just lying. She was dangerous. I checked my trail cam again. It caught the hoodie guy from last night, clearer now, tossing another rock at my shed. The logo was unmistakable, Linda's Brothers Company. I froze when I saw his face. It was her brother, Greg. My stomach churned. This was a family conspiracy. I sent the clip to Tom and Claire, my hand shaking. "This is assault," Tom said. "Greg's going down with her." I nodded, but a loud bang outside made me jump. I grabbed my flashlight and found my truck's tires slashed, a note under the wiper. "Leave town." Linda was escalating, and I was running out of time. The next day, Emily's updated article dropped, exposing the payment and Greg's attack. The app went wild. Neighbors turned on Linda, posting, "Show us the bank records." Brian organized a meeting to oust her as HOA president. But Linda struck back, emailing everyone a leaked document, a fake contract with my signature, claiming I hired Greg to destroy the dam. My blood boiled. Another forgery? I called Claire, who laughed. Her bank records don't lie, she said. The state's investigating her for fraud. This twist hit hard. Linda's lies were crumbling under her own weight. Then Steve showed up, out of breath. Linda's packing her car, he said. She's running. My jaw dropped. Running? Now. I grabbed my phone and called Emily. Get to her house, I said. Film it. Emily arrived as Linda loaded boxes, her face pale. Where's the HOA money, Linda? Emily asked, camera rolling. Linda snapped, you're all against me, and sped off, nearly hitting a mailbox. The video went viral on the app, and neighbors flooded Brian's meeting, demanding Linda's arrest. But my phone buzzed with a new message from an unknown number. You'll pay for this, Michael. My heart stopped. Was Linda still out there, plotting? I looked at the ridge, where my dam once stood. The flood was over, but Linda's storm was far from done. I gripped my evidence, ready for the next fight, knowing the truth was my only shield. Linda's getaway video spread like wildfire, her panicked face plastered across the app. Neighbors raged, demanding her arrest. But that chilling text, you'll pay for this, Michael, kept me awake. Was she still out there? I called Claire, who dropped a bomb. Police caught Linda at a motel, she said. She had $10,000 of HOA cash in her bag. My jaw hit the floor. She'd stolen more than we thought. This twist sealed her fate. Tom, my lawyer, was thrilled. Fraud, theft, assault, she's done, he said. But then Emily called, her voice shaky. Mike, someone broke into my office. They took my laptop with the article files. My heart sank. Greg, Linda's brother? Another twist. Her family was still fighting. I checked my trail cam. It caught Greg near my house again, holding a gas can. My blood ran cold. Arson? I sent the clip to the police, who arrested him that night. At Brian's meeting, neighbors voted to dissolve the HOA, cheering as Brian burned Linda's fake contract. But a new post hit the app, a blurry photo of me, labeled the real criminal. My stomach twisted. Linda had left a final lie, planted before her arrest. Then Steve texted, found Linda's notebook in her trash. It lists every lie she planned. I raced to his house. The notebook was gold, dates, fake emails, even her plan to frame me. I gave it to Emily, who rewrote her article, nailing Linda and Greg. As I drove home, my phone buzzed, a cop. Linda confessed, he said. She targeted your dam to sell the land to developers. My head spun. A land grab? The final twist hit like a flood. I looked at the ridge, my dam gone, but the truth stood tall. Linda was behind bars, but her last lie lingered, and I had to end it. Linda's confession, that she destroyed my dam for a developer's deal, hit the neighborhood like a second flood. Her notebook, found by Steve, laid out her scheme. Fake permits, stolen HOA funds, even paying Greg to scare me. Emily's new article, backed by the notebook and my trail cam clips, went viral, shared across the state. Neighbors flooded the app with apologies, some even knocking on my door with coffee and regret. But that blurry photo, calling me a criminal, still haunted me. Who posted it? I needed to end this. Tom called with big news. The state's charging Linda and Greg with fraud, theft, and conspiracy, he said. You're getting damages, 6 figures. My jaw dropped. 6 figures? Enough to rebuild my dam. But then Emily texted a bombshell. Found the photo's source. It's not Linda. My heart raced. A new twist? She traced it to Karen, a quiet HOA board member who'd stayed silent. Karen? I remembered her at meetings, nodding at Linda's lies. Emily dug deeper and found Karen's emails to a developer, promising clear land after the flood. My stomach twisted. Linda wasn't alone. Karen was her secret partner. I confronted Karen at her house, recorder on. She cracked fast, admitting she posted the photo to keep Linda's plan alive. We needed the money, she sobbed. I handed the recording to the police, and Karen was arrested that night. The app lit up with shock. 2 HOA leaders, both crooks. The final court hearing was packed. Linda and Greg got years in prison, Karen a lighter sentence for cooperating. The judge ordered the HOA to pay for my dam's reconstruction, plus flood damages for every neighbor. Brian led a cheer as the HOA was officially dissolved. I rebuilt the dam stronger, with help from Steve, Brian, and even Karen's ex-husband, who apologized for her. At a neighborhood barbecue, we celebrated the new dam, kids playing near its safe, steady walls. The ridge stood proud again, a symbol of truth over lies. But one last hook hit me. A letter from Linda, smuggled from jail. "You think you won," it read. I burned it, knowing she'd lost everything. The lesson was clear. Greed and lies can flood a community, but truth and proof hold back the worst storms. Stand firm, keep records, and never let bullies drown your fight.